standing on the deck of my parents' lake house that Labor Day morning, tuning my 1975 Gibson Hummingbird. Sunburst finish catching the light. 5 years I'd saved for this guitar. $8,000. Used it on over 40 recording sessions. Then I heard it. Crack. The sound of wood splitting. I ran inside. Tyler was standing in the living room. 9 years old. Holding my guitar by the neck. The body was smashed against the stone fireplace. Bridge ripped clean off. Spruce top split down the middle. Strings tangled like a spiderweb. My nephew looked at me and laughed. "It broke. Your guitar was fake." Derek stood in the doorway. My brother-in-law. 40 years old. Coffee cup frozen midair. Face white as paper. I knelt down. Picked up the pieces. My hands were shaking. $8,000 in splinters. 5 years of saving. 40 recording sessions. All gone. "Tyler, why did you do this?" Tyler stood proud. No fear. No remorse in his eyes. "Derek said real Gibsons are super tough. I wanted to test if yours was real." I looked at Derek. His face went red. "You told him what?" He stammered something about craftsmanship, about durability, about quality control. But Tyler kept talking. "You said Uncle Marcus probably has a cheap one. You said it at breakfast. You said he wastes money on fake stuff." Derek tried to speak. Tyler cut him off again. "You did. You said it this morning when I asked about guitars." The guitar in my hands. 1975 vintage. Irreplaceable. Now worth $10,000 to $12,000. Can't buy a 1975 model new. Can't repair a split top. Can't reattach a ripped bridge. This wasn't just expensive. It was part of my career. Derek had told a 9-year-old child to destroy it. The commotion brought everyone running. Claire ran in first. My sister, 38 years old, saw Tyler standing there, saw me holding guitar pieces. Tyler's face shifted instantly. Crocodile tears appeared. "What did you do to my son?" I held up the shattered guitar. Wood fragments falling. "Tyler destroyed this. Derek told him to test it." Claire didn't hesitate, crouched beside Tyler, pulled him into her arms like I was the threat. "He's 9, Marcus. He didn't know it was expensive." $8,000, Claire gasped. Then her shock turned to anger. "You spent $8,000 on a guitar? It's vintage, 1975. Worth more now. I use it professionally." Derek stepped forward, trying to play peacemaker now. "Look, I'll pay for repairs." "It's unrepairable. The top is split. The bridge is gone. This isn't a scratch. It's destroyed." Barbara arrived. My mother. 62 years old. She saw Tyler crying in Claire's arms and made her choice instantly. "Marcus, stop scaring the boy." Richard came next. My father. 64. He looked at the guitar pieces scattered on the floor. Looked at me. Looked at Tyler crying. "It's just a guitar, son. You can get another one." That sentence hung in the air like smoke. Just a guitar. Get another one. Nobody asked how I felt. Nobody scolded Tyler. Nobody demanded Derek apologize. All the concern went to Tyler. All the protection went to the person who destroyed my property. My career tool. My 5 years of sacrifice. I was completely alone in my own family. Claire stepped forward. Hand on Tyler's shoulder like a protective shield. "Tyler's a child. He doesn't understand the difference between a $200 guitar and an $8,000 one." "Then teach him not to destroy other people's property." Claire's voice rose, getting defensive now. "He made a mistake. Derek made the mistake. Tyler just followed instructions." Barbara moved between us. Always the mediator, always protecting Claire. "Marcus, you're being unreasonable." Richard crossed his arms, the judge delivering his verdict. "It's replaceable. Family isn't." I looked at each of them. My sister, my parents, my brother-in-law who started this, my nephew who still wasn't being held accountable. "So I should just let this go?" Claire's response came fast and sharp. "You're supposed to forgive. He's just a child." Nobody mentioned compensation. Nobody offered to actually replace it. Nobody suggested consequences for Tyler or Derek. They just wanted me to let it go, to keep the peace, to be the one who bends so they could stay comfortable. I nodded slowly, turned around, walked into the mansion without another word. Behind me, Barbara sighed with relief. Claire hugged Tyler tighter. They thought I'd accepted it. They thought the crisis was over. They thought I was being the mature one. They had no idea. I walked through the living room. On the entry table sat a decorative wooden bowl, car keys inside, multiple sets, my parents', Claire's, Derek's. Derek's key fob had the three-pointed star logo. Mercedes-Benz. I picked it up. Cold metal in my palm. Heavier than I expected. Through the window I could see it. Black Mercedes AMG GT, parked near the boat ramp. Personalized plate reading DRKFUNDS. $105,000 car. Derek bragged about it constantly, his last trophy after his business collapsed, the only visible proof he was still successful. I walked outside to examine the setup. The boat ramp sloped at 15 degrees. Gravel surface. Led straight into the lake with no barriers. Water depth markers on the dock showed 20 feet. Deep enough. The Mercedes sat about 30 feet from the ramp edge. Natural roll path from parking spot to water. I checked for security cameras. None pointing at the ramp area. House faced the opposite direction. I looked at the Mercedes again. Windows already rolled down. Derek had left them open in the afternoon heat. Perfect conditions. I looked back at the house. Through the window I could see Tyler, laughing with Claire, running around with a toy. No consequences. No accountability. No lesson learned. My decision solidified like concrete. That evening, we had the planned Labor Day barbecue. Richard grilled steaks on the back patio. Barbara set the table with her good dishes. Tyler ran around with a water gun like nothing had happened. Like he hadn't just destroyed $8,000 of someone else's property. Claire kept praising him. My energetic boy. So full of life. Derek approached me while I stood alone by the railing. Tried to smooth things over. Tried to make nice. He offered to write a check for $10,000. More than the guitar cost. I refused without looking at him. Told him he couldn't make this right. Some things can't be fixed with money. He walked away frustrated. Dinner started. The whole family gathered around the table. Forced cheerfulness, pretending everything was fine. Richard looked at me across the table. You're being childish about this. Am I? Barbara set down her fork. Her tone was gentle but firm. We're family. Let it go. I looked at her. Kept my voice perfectly level and calm. You're right. Family should forgive each other. Claire visibly relaxed, actually smiled at me. Thank you. That's mature of you. I didn't smile back, just ate silently, mechanically, counting down the hours. Everyone thought I'd accepted the situation. Everyone thought the drama was over. Everyone thought I was being the bigger person. My calmness should have scared them. 6:15 the next morning. Everyone's still asleep. I took Derek's keys from the entry table where he'd left them. Walked outside into the cool dawn air. Dew covered the grass. The lake sat glassy and perfectly calm. Early morning mist rising from the surface like ghosts. I unlocked the Mercedes. Soft electronic beep. Only sound in the stillness. I sat in the driver's seat. Cream leather. Expensive smell. Did not start the engine. Shifted the transmission to neutral. Got out. Left the driver's door open. Reached back inside. Released the parking brake. The car started rolling. Slowly at first. Almost peaceful. Tires crunching on gravel. Then faster. Gravity taking over. Momentum building with each foot. I stood back. Arms crossed. Watched. The Mercedes picked up speed down the incline. Gravel spraying. Hit the boat ramp edge. Nosedived forward. Splash. The sound echoed across the entire lake. Shattered the morning silence. Water erupted upward. The car sank front first. Tail rose briefly into the air. Trunk lights glowed red underwater like dying embers. Cream leather seats visible through the open windows. Bubbles streaming up in violent bursts. Water churning white. Gone in 30 seconds. Perfect timing. Derek walked out onto the deck, still in his pajamas, coffee mug in hand. Saw me standing at the ramp, arms crossed. Saw the bubbles where his car used to be. His coffee mug fell from his hand, shattered on the wooden deck, brown liquid spreading. Then he screamed. The sound woke the entire house. Derek ran to the boat ramp. Too late. Nothing to save. He stared at the bubbles still rising from below. Turned to me, face twisted in disbelief. What did you do? I stayed perfectly calm. Released the brake. Physics did the rest. My car! My fucking car! I used his exact words from yesterday, his exact dismissive tone. It's just a car, Derek. You can buy another one. Derek lunged at me, hands reaching. I stepped aside easily. He fell forward into the gravel, scrambled back up, face red, hands shaking. Claire ran outside in her robe. Where's the Mercedes? I pointed down at the water, bubbles still rising. About 20 feet under. You pushed his car in the lake? I didn't push it. Gravity did. I just released the brake. Barbara and Richard arrived next, both in robes, hair disheveled, sleep still in their eyes. Marcus, have you lost your mind? What the hell is wrong with you? I looked at each of them, systematic, calm, used their own logic against them. Yesterday, Tyler destroyed something I saved years to buy. Something I use professionally. You said it's just a guitar. Get another one. You said family forgives each other. You said I was being childish for being upset. I gestured toward the lake where bubbles still rose. So I let your car go, applied your lesson. We're even now. Silence. Just the sound of bubbles breaking the surface. Derek pulled out his phone, hands shaking so hard he almost dropped it. I'm calling the police. I didn't blink, didn't move. Go ahead. His finger hovered over the screen. I continued in the same calm voice. When they come, I'll file a report about Tyler destroying my $8,000 guitar. I'll explain how you told a 9-year-old to test whether it was fake. How you incited a minor to commit property destruction. Derek froze. Phone still in his hand. Inciting a minor to commit crimes. CPS investigates that. Especially when adults manipulate children into destroying property. That's a felony in Kentucky. I let that sink in for a moment. You could lose custody of Tyler. Claire's face drained of all color. She grabbed Derek's phone right out of his hand. Don't call. Please don't call. Derek stared at her in disbelief. He destroyed my car. And you destroyed my guitar. So go ahead. Call. Let's both explain our sides to the police. Let's both face the consequences. Derek lowered his arms. He couldn't risk it. Claire held Tyler's future in her hands. Couldn't risk losing him over this. Richard tried to mediate, stepped between us. Too late. Way too late. Both of you need to calm down. I am calm, Dad. He had no response to that. My logic was airtight. They'd taught me the lesson yesterday. I'd simply applied it back to them today. Checkmate. I walked to my truck, opened the door, reached into the back seat, pulled out my guitar case. What was left of the Gibson inside. Derek was already on his phone. Insurance company this time. Voice frantic and desperate. It went in the lake. Yes, the entire car. No, I don't know how. Barbara followed me to my truck. Where are you going? Home. Marcus, please. Thanks for the lesson. She looked confused, still didn't understand. What lesson? You taught me how family handles expensive property destruction. I'm a fast learner. Richard stepped forward, drew his line in the sand. If you leave now, you're choosing to end this family. I looked at him. Really looked at him. My father who'd taken everyone else's side. No, Dad. You chose yesterday, when you sided with Tyler over me, When you dismissed my feelings. When you told me it was just a guitar. I climbed into my truck. I just made sure the lesson was clear. Claire was crying now, voice breaking through the sobs. We still owe $87,000 on that car loan. I started the engine, let it rumble. It's just money. You can earn more. That's what you told me, right? I put the truck in reverse, started backing out. In my rearview mirror, I could see the scene I was leaving behind. Derek screaming into his phone at the insurance company. Claire sobbing with her hands over her face. Barbara standing frozen in shock. Richard helpless and defeated. Tyler came outside, looked around at all the adults yelling and crying. Why is everyone mad? Nobody answered him. I drove away down the long driveway. Left them all standing in the ruins they'd created. 2 hours later, I was home in Nashville. 10 in the morning. My phone wouldn't stop ringing. Claire, Barbara, Richard, Derek. Claire again. Barbara again. I blocked every number. Made coffee. Sat on my porch. Finally quiet. Unknown number called. I answered. Derek's voice came through. Shaking but trying to sound determined. We're getting it out. Getting what out? The car. I called a tow company. They have a crane. How much is that costing you? $4,500 for the crane, $800 for the tow. I laughed. Couldn't help it. What's funny? You left all the windows open, remember? I saw them before I rolled it in. Silence on his end. Water damage. Engines completely flooded. Every circuit board destroyed. That cream leather interior? Ruined. Even if you pull it out, it's totaled. $5,300 to recover a dead car. Derek's voice cracked. You knew that? Yeah, I did. Hung up. That afternoon, my phone buzzed. Text from blocked number. I opened it. Claire. Insurance denied the claim. I didn't respond. She kept texting. Desperation in every message. They said intentional submersion isn't covered. Derek still owes $87,000 on the loan. Bank wants monthly payments on a car at the bottom of a lake. We're ruined, Marcus. You have to help fix this. I read each message, felt nothing, deleted the thread, went back to work, had a recording session at 3. That evening, I opened my phone. Family group chat. 47 unread messages. I scrolled through the chaos. Aunt Linda started it. Marcus destroyed Derek's car over a guitar. This is unforgivable. Uncle Tom piled on. $100,000 car over a guitar? Marcus has lost his mind. Then cousin Sarah. Unexpected ally. Hold on. Tyler destroyed Marcus's $8,000 guitar first. Derek told him to do it. Cousin Mike jumped in. Derek's always been an asshole. About time someone checked him. Barbara tried to mediate. Everyone stop. We need to heal as a family. Claire wasn't having it. Heal? Marcus destroyed our lives, cousin Sarah fired back. You mean like Tyler destroyed Marcus's guitar? Uncle Tom again. A guitar is not the same as a $100,000 car, cousin Mike. Then maybe teach your nephew not to smash expensive shit. Aunt Linda tagged me directly. You're tearing this family apart. I'd been silent the whole time. Reading. Watching them fight over me like I wasn't there. I typed one response. I didn't tear anything. You chose sides yesterday. Then I muted the chat. Next morning, an email arrived. 7:42 a.m. Subject line. Intent to sue. Property damage. Derek's attorney. Some guy in Louisville. The demand letter listed everything. Car replacement. $105,000. Emotional distress. $15,000. Lost work time. $3,000. Total demand. $123,000. I forwarded it to my attorney, Joel Ramos, Nashville guy. He called me 10 minutes later, laughing. This is the funniest demand letter I've seen this year. They have no case. You didn't drive the car, released a parking brake, car rolled on its own. Plus the kid destroyed your guitar first. Comparative negligence. If they sue, you countersue. They lose both ways. Let me draft a response. We'll file a countersuit. Guitar, emotional distress, family alienation. We'll ask for 50,000 total. Do it. Day 2. 11 in the morning. Someone knocked on my studio door. I was mixing tracks. Opened it. Claire standing there, Tyler beside her. He was holding a piece of paper, folded, looking at his shoes. Tyler has something to say. Tyler unfolded the paper, started reading, monotone, clearly rehearsed. Dear Uncle Marcus, I'm sorry I broke your guitar. I didn't know it was expensive. I promise to be more careful. Please forgive me. Love, Tyler. He folded the paper, looked at Claire. Can we go now? I looked at Tyler. Do you know why what you did was wrong? He shrugged. Because it was expensive? No. Because it wasn't yours. Price doesn't matter. You don't destroy other people's property. Tyler looked confused. I guess? Do you feel bad about breaking it? Tyler honest for the first time. Derek said you'd just buy a new one. Claire cut in fast. See? He apologized. Dropped the countersuit? That wasn't an apology. That was a performance. You wrote that for him. He's 9. Then teach him. That's your job as his mother. Claire grabbed Tyler's hand. Left. Slammed the studio door so hard the window rattled. Tyler looked back once. Confused. Sad. Kid was a victim. Just had terrible parents. 3 days later, another email from Joel. Discovery documents. Court ordered. Derek had to provide financial records. Joel attached a summary PDF. Derek's debts laid out in black and white. Mercedes loan, $87,000 remaining. Home equity loan, $215,000. Claire's kitchen renovation. Credit cards, $52,000 across 4 cards. Personal loan from Derek's parents, $38,000. Total debt, $392,000. Derek's assets. House value, $380,000. But he owed $320,000 on the mortgage, plus that $215,000 equity loan. Underwater by $155,000. Savings, $6,200. Investment portfolio, $18,000. Net worth, negative $68,000. Joel's note at the bottom. Your brother-in-law was drowning long before you sank his car. The Mercedes was leased to maintain appearances. His whole life is a facade. I read it twice. Derek wasn't successful. He was desperate. The Mercedes was the only thing making him look solvent. I'd taken his mask off. 4 days after the lake house. Certified letter arrived. From Richard and Barbara Reed. Formal letterhead. I opened it. Marcus, we raised you better than this. Derek made a mistake. Tyler is a child. What you did was vindictive and cruel. Claire called us sobbing. They might lose their house. Drop the lawsuit immediately. Pay half of Derek's car loan. $43,500. Apologize to Tyler for scaring him. If you refuse, don't come to Thanksgiving or Christmas. We won't have someone who destroys family in our home. Signed, Mom and Dad. Not love, Mom and Dad. Just their names. Formal. Cold. I read it twice, folded it carefully, walked to my desk, opened the bottom drawer. Inside was a folder labeled Expected Outcomes. I'd created it the morning after the lake house, filed the letter inside, didn't respond, didn't call, made coffee instead. That same week, something unexpected happened. I was at the studio, phone buzzed, text from Jake, musician friend. Dude, check Facebook. I opened the app, saw Jake's post, photo of my smashed Gibson. He'd taken it at the lake house. Caption read, shout out to Marcus Reed who taught entitled people a lesson. Kid destroyed this $8,000 vintage guitar. Family said just forgive him. So Marcus forgave the dad's Mercedes into a lake. Legend. Posted 6 hours ago. 847 likes. 203 shares. 156 comments. Overwhelmingly supportive. Never mess with a musician's guitar, ever. Family that enables destruction deserves consequences. Derek fucked around and found out. That Mercedes had it coming. Comment after comment. The Nashville music community got it. My phone buzzed again. Email from Blackbird Studio. Marcus, saw what happened. We stand with you. Any session work you need, call us. Another email, Sound Emporium. Brother, that took guts. Let's book some sessions. Third email, Ocean Way, Nashville. We heard. Our studio's open to you anytime. 3 major studios offering support, offering work. My professional reputation wasn't damaged. It was enhanced. 1 week after the lake house. My phone rang. Derek's voice. Barely recognized it. Shaking. Crying. Marcus, please, can we talk? I'm listening. Long pause. Breathing unsteady. I fucked up. I know that. I shouldn't have said what I said about your guitar. Tyler shouldn't have broken it. I'm sorry. Crying audible now. Can you drop the lawsuit? Please? No. We're going to lose the house. Foreclosure in 60 days. Claire's parents won't help. Mine won't give more. We're drowning. You should have thought about that before you incited a child to destroy my property. Derek sobbing. I'll pay for the guitar. I'll get you a new one. Just drop the suit. I used his own words back. Can't replace it. It's irreplaceable. You told me yourself. Just get another one, remember? Hung up. 11 p.m. that same night. Doorbell rang. Claire standing at my door. Mascara running down her face. Been crying for hours. I let her in. Didn't want a scene in the hallway. She sat on my couch, shaking. Marcus, please, I'm begging you. I stayed standing. We're losing the house in 60 days. Derek's job is at risk. He can't commute without a car. Tyler keeps asking why Uncle Marcus hates him. I don't hate Tyler. I hate that nobody taught him consequences. He's 9. Old enough to know not to destroy things. What do you want? What will make this right? I looked at her. I wanted an apology, not from Tyler, from you, from Derek, from Mom and Dad, before the lawsuit, when it mattered. I wanted you to say we were wrong to dismiss your feelings. We were wrong to protect Derek. We were wrong to make excuses. But you didn't. You made excuses. I'm apologizing now. 3 months too late. After the lawsuit, after the financial collapse, after you've lost everything. That's not remorse, that's panic. Claire stood up, tears streaming. You're going to destroy us. No, Derek destroyed you. I just held up a mirror. She left, slammed my apartment door. 2 weeks after the lake house. The attorneys reached a settlement. Joel called. Derek drops his lawsuit. You drop your countersuit. Derek pays $8,000 for the guitar. 12 monthly installments. He and Claire sign an affidavit admitting Derek instigated Tyler. Tyler writes you an unscripted letter. 2-year mutual no-contact order. Clean break. And the Mercedes? No admission of guilt, no criminal charges. Except the settlement. Papers signed within 48 hours. 10 days later, a letter arrived. Handwritten. Kid's handwriting. Tyler's. Uncle Marcus. I broke your guitar because Derek said it was fake. I didn't know it was real until it broke. Mom says we might move because Derek's car sank. Derek says it's your fault. Mom says it's my fault. I don't know who's right. I'm sorry I broke it. I wish I didn't. Can we still have Christmas together? Tyler. No love at the end. Just his name. I read it 3 times. Tyler was finally being honest. No script, no coaching, caught between adults blaming each other, confused. Kid was a victim of bad parenting. I didn't write back. Settlement said no contact. But I kept the letter. Taped it to my studio wall. Reminder that Tyler might be okay someday. 6 weeks after the lake house. December. Cold in Nashville. I walked into Carter Vintage Guitars. Looking at Martins. Taylors. High-end acoustics. Sales guy recognized me from session work. We have a 74 Hummingbird in back if you're interested. Close to what you had. I shook my head. No, looking for something different. Try the Martin D28, bright tone. Cuts through a mix better. I picked it up, played a few chords, sounded different. Not better, not worse. Different, brighter, less warmth, more clarity. $3,500. I'll take it. That night I took the Martin to my studio, played it for 2 hours, adjusting to the new feel, the new tone. It wasn't my Gibson, never would be, but it was mine. Started learning a new song, something I'd been working on. Called it Underwater. The Martin handled it differently. Required different technique, different dynamics. Some things can't be replaced. You just learn to play something different. Mixing session at the studio. Working on acoustic tracks for a local artist. My phone buzzed. Text from cousin Sarah. Thought you should know. Screenshot attached. Derek's LinkedIn profile. Profile update. Open to new opportunities. Previous title. Investment Banking Associate at Prescott Financial. Current. Exploring next chapter. Corporate speak for unemployed. Sarah's follow-up text. He got fired last week. Claire had to get a job. I read it once, went back to mixing. Week later, Sarah asked to meet for coffee. Said she had updates. We met at Crema on Woodland Street. Derek lost his job in February. Couldn't commute without a car. Company offered remote work. He refused. Said it was beneath him. I sipped my coffee. Let her continue. Now he's working at a credit union, making $58,000. Used to make $175. Lost 67% of his income. She pulled up her phone. Showed me more. Claire had to get a job. First time in 12 years. Retail manager at Target. $36,000 a year. Tyler's in after-school care now. He hates it. She scrolled further. House is on the market. They can't afford the mortgage. 2 months behind. And Tyler? Sarah's face fell. 2 suspensions. Fighting at school. School counselor says he's processing family trauma. He asks about you constantly. I stared at my coffee. How do you feel about all this? I don't know. I thought I'd feel satisfied. Like, see? Consequences. But I just feel empty. Sarah nodded. That's normal. You can be right and still be sad. Started seeing a therapist. Dr. Patel. Office in Green Hills. 3rd session, she asked the critical question. Do you regret what you did? No. Are you happy about the outcome? No. Can both be true? I thought about it. Yeah, both can be true. Dr. Patel leaned forward. Did you destroy their lives or did they? They did. I just held up a mirror. Exactly. You set a boundary. They chose how to respond. Their enabling pattern destroyed them. Not you. She paused. You're not mourning the family you had. You're mourning the family you wished you had. That hit different. Week later, Sarah forwarded an email. Claire had sent it to extended family asking for advice. Subject: Need help with Tyler. Tyler's been acting out, suspended twice for fighting at school. Counselor says he's processing trauma from family conflict. Blames himself for making Uncle Marcus leave. Asks about Marcus constantly. I don't know what to tell him. Derek says, tell Tyler Uncle Marcus chose money over family. But I know that's not true. Did I fail my son by siding with my husband over my brother? I read it 3 times. Tyler was innocent, caught between terrible adults. I went to Carter Vintage Guitars. Bought a child-size acoustic. $280. Shipped it to Tyler anonymously. Note card. Music heals. Keep playing. Someone who cares. No signature, no contact order still active. But maybe music would help him the way it helped me. May. Sarah texted. Claire filed for divorce. Screenshot of court filing, public record. Petition reasons listed. Husband's pride destroyed family relationships. Financial irresponsibility. Negative influence on minor child's moral development. Unwilling to admit fault or seek counseling. Irreconcilable differences. Derek blindsided. Fighting for custody. Claiming Claire abandoned him during crisis. Tyler caught in the middle again. I read it. Felt sad for them. Sad for Tyler most of all. Derek would never change. The car wasn't the problem. Derek's character was. The Mercedes just exposed what was already broken. One afternoon, someone knocked on my door. New house in East Nashville. Bought it 2 months ago. Looked through peephole. Barbara standing there. I opened the door, didn't invite her in. We stood on the porch. Your house is beautiful. Thanks. What do you want? Can I come in? No. She flinched but held her ground. I was wrong about everything. I waited. Derek's been lying about finances for years. The Mercedes was leased. He couldn't afford it. Claire's divorcing him. You tried to tell us. We didn't listen. I know. Can you forgive me? I already did. Doesn't mean I trust you. What can I do to fix this? Nothing. Just live with it. Like I have to. She stood there crying. I didn't move. She walked back to her car, drove away. Forgiveness happened. For me, not for her. Trust? That would take years. Maybe never. June. Phone rang. Sarah. Your dad had a heart attack. My chest tightened. Minor. He's stable, but he's asking for you. I drove to Vanderbilt Medical Center. First time seeing him in 4 months. Room 312. Knocked. Went in. Richard in the bed. Pale. Thinner. Hooked to monitors. He saw me. Tears formed. You came. You're my dad. He nodded. Couldn't speak for a moment. I was a terrible father. Took Claire's side without listening. Yeah. Silence. Not comfortable, but honest. I'm sorry. I know. Can we fix this? We can try, slowly. He understood what slowly meant. Years, not weeks. I stayed 30 minutes, then left. No promises, just presence. My life changed while theirs collapsed. Released second EP. Displaced. Instrumental guitar tracks. 180,000 streams first month. Featured in Nashville Scene. Musician to Watch 2025. Session work doubled. Reputation grew. Started teaching guitar workshops. Found fulfillment in it. Bought a 1967 Martin D18. $9,800. New prized possession. Met Emma at a showcase. Music journalist. 32. Smart. Kind. Understood boundaries. Dating became serious. Healthy relationship. Communicative. She knew the full story, supported my choices. Dr. Patel graduated me from therapy. You've processed the trauma. You know how to handle it now. Bought the house. $425,000. East Nashville. Renovating it slowly. Built a tight friend group. 5 musicians. Chosen family. Volunteered at youth music program. Teaching kids guitar. My income up. Derek's income down. My relationship stable. Claire divorcing. My community supportive. Derek isolated. Life felt full. Without my family in it. Sarah sent another update. June, 5 months post Lake House. Derek's current state. Lost custody battle. Tyler lives with Claire 85% time. Evicted from apartment. Couldn't afford rent. Living with his parents. 40 years old. Back in childhood bedroom. Credit ruined. Bankruptcy filed. Gained 40 pounds from stress eating. Works at parents' accounting firm now. Pity job. $45,000 a year. Sarah included a screenshot. Derek's Facebook post. When family betrays you over materialism, you learn who your real friends are. Some people care more about things than people. I'll rebuild. Stronger. 3 comments. All from his parents. I read it once. Felt pity. Derek still didn't understand. Still blamed me. Still playing victim. No friends. Empty promises. He'd never learn. I closed Facebook, moved on. Sarah texted again. Different tone this time. Claire wants to meet. Says she needs to talk to you. I told her I'd ask. No pressure. I thought about it. Agreed. Neutral coffee shop, public space. Crema again. Claire arrived. No makeup, humble. Looked older. Thank you for seeing me, I nodded. Sarah said you wanted to talk. She took a breath. I'm getting divorced. You probably heard. Yeah, you were right. About Derek, about Tyler, about all of it. I waited. I enabled Derek's ego. I raised an entitled kid. Because it was easier than confronting problems. Her voice cracked. That day at the lake house? Derek had been mocking your guitar all weekend, saying you wasted money on hobbies while he drove a Mercedes. I knew it. I didn't stop him. Why not? I was afraid. If I admitted Derek was wrong, I'd have to admit I married the wrong man. She started crying. Genuine tears. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I passed her napkins from the dispenser. I forgive you. She looked up. Shocked. Really? Yeah, but we're not going back to how we were. I understand. Maybe someday, not now. You're my sister. I don't hate you, but I don't trust you yet. Trust takes time. Can we try? Slowly? Maybe, time will tell. She nodded, wiped her eyes. Thank you. Week later, text from Claire. Would you be willing to see Tyler? No pressure, but he asks about you constantly. I think it would help him to hear from you. I thought about it, replied, Saturday afternoon, my house, you drop off only. Saturday came, doorbell rang. Tyler stood there, 10 years old now, holding the guitar I'd sent anonymously. Thank you for the guitar. I know it was you. How'd you know? Note said music heals. That's what you always said. I invited him in. We sat on the porch. Can you play anything? He played a chord progression. CGMF. Basic, but clean. Not bad. I practice every day. I showed him a new chord. He tried it, struggled, tried again. Got it. I'm sorry I broke your guitar. I know. Mom says I need to understand why it was wrong. Do you? Because it was yours. And I didn't ask. And because Derek told me to do it, and I should have said no. That's exactly right. Tyler looked at me. I'm not supposed to listen when Derek says mean things about people anymore. Good. Think for yourself. We played together for an hour. I taught him 3 new chords. He left happy. Claire picked him up, waved from the car. Tyler would be okay. Good parenting could fix the damage. Father's Day. 6 months post-Lake House. Richard invited me to lunch. Just us. First time. I accepted. Met at a local diner. Neutral territory. Awkward at first. Then conversation flowed. I'm proud of you. For what? For standing up for yourself. For not backing down. I taught you to be a man. Didn't think you'd use it against me. He laughed, self-deprecating, not bitter. I didn't do it against you. I did it for me. I know. Took me 6 months to understand that. We ate in comfortable silence. First time ever. Richard paid the check, taking care of his son. Symbolic. Can we do this again, next month? Yeah, next month. I drove home thinking about everything. Some things sink, some things float. You choose what to save. Labor Day weekend 2025, 1 year later. Different lake house this time, rented with friends, not family. Emma beside me on the deck. 5 musician friends inside grilling, laughing. I held my Martin D18, played instrumental I'd written. Underwater. They applauded when I finished. Emma kissed my cheek. That was beautiful. Phone buzzed. Barbara. Thinking of you today, miss you. I replied. Miss you too, Mom. Small progress. 1 year ago this weekend. Worst family moment. Today. Best chosen family moment. Full circle, different circle. Cousin Sarah at the lake house. I'd invited her. Bridge to family news. We sat on deck, she had beer. Updates. Derek's still at your parents' place, 41 years old. Still working at their firm, 48,000, pays child support, $650 a month, sees Tyler twice monthly, dating someone from church, drives 2009 Honda Civic. Your parents bought it. She paused. He's smaller now, not physically, just diminished. Does he blame me still? Probably, but he doesn't talk about it anymore. No satisfaction, no pity, just awareness. Derek became ordinary. His ego couldn't handle ordinary. Claire texted last week. We text monthly now. She'd sent photo. Tyler at school talent show, playing guitar. My heart warmed. Her update, promoted to Target regional manager. 64,000. Rents, 2-bedroom apartment. Modest but clean. Tyler thriving. Better grades. Fewer issues. In therapy, weekly. Plays guitar 30 minutes daily. Claire in therapy too. Individual and family sessions with Tyler. Dating someone. Tim. Elementary teacher. Healthy. Stable. Took financial literacy classes. Sold wedding ring. Paid off 12,000 in credit cards. Her recent text. I'm not asking for forgiveness anymore. Just want you to know I'm trying to be better. Tyler asks about you. Says you're teaching him guitar through YouTube videos you sent. Thank you for not abandoning him like I abandoned you. I see Claire every 6 weeks. Coffee, civil, sometimes warm. Not siblings yet. Not strangers. Progress slow but real. Tyler the bridge between us. Tyler visits monthly now. Established routine. Today he showed me song he wrote. I broke something. Lyrics about consequences. Growing up. I broke something that wasn't mine. Said I was sorry, but it took some time. Now I'm learning what it means. To think before I act. Keep my conscience clean. Simple chords. ADE. Voice cracking. Puberty starting. But genuine emotion. Real feeling. I listened, eyes wet. Wouldn't admit crying. That's really good, Ty. Is it true that you sank Derek's car? I was honest. Yeah. Was it because of me? No, because of him. Your family taught me about consequences. I just applied it back, Tyler thought. Nodded. Mom says you were right to leave. Says sometimes family breaks you and you have to save yourself. I was surprised. She said that? Yeah. Your mom's learning. Me too. Kid would be okay. Cycle broken. Dinner with Richard and Barbara monthly now. Routine established. This month at their house, first time back in a year. Walking in, I noticed changes, photos, some with me still displayed, others removed. Claire's wedding to Derek gone. New photo added. Tyler playing guitar I gave him. Pride of place. House felt lighter. Barbara cooked pot roast. My favorite from childhood. Richard asked about music career. Actually listened. Follow-up questions. Talked about my EP. He'd bought it on iTunes. Talked about Emma. They'd met her once. Liked her. Talked about Tyler's progress. Shared joy. Nobody mentioned Derek. Name not spoken. Nobody mentioned last Labor Day. Unspoken agreement. After dinner, Richard on porch. Son, I've been thinking about that letter we sent. The one saying not to come for holidays. I remember. I was wrong, completely wrong. I want you at Thanksgiving this year. Will you come? Will Claire be there? Barbara answered. Yes. And Derek? Richard firm. Absolutely not. Never again. Then I'll come, Barbara cried. Happy tears. Parents chose me, finally. Derek permanently excluded. Family redefined. Marcus, Tyler, Claire, parents. Not Derek. Boundaries worked. Night at lake house. Emma and me on dock alone. Stars reflected in water. Do you ever regret it? Regret what? The Mercedes. Long pause. I really thought. Sometimes I regret that it was necessary. What's the difference? I wish my family had been different. Wish they'd stood up for me. But they didn't. So I stood up for myself. The regret is that they made me choose. Not that I chose. Do you miss them? The family you had? I miss who I thought they were, not who they actually are. That's sad. Yeah, but I'm not sad anymore. I'm at peace. She leaned on my shoulder. Peace. Not happiness. Peace. Different. Saturday afternoon. Sarah called. You'll never guess what happened. Richard and Barbara sold the lake house. August. Too many bad memories. New owners hired dive team. Clear lake bottom. Environmental permit. They found the Mercedes, corroded beyond recognition. Derek contacted. Still listed owner, tried to claim salvage rights. Insurance company. You can have it, it's worthless. Derek declined. Tow cost $800. Scrap value $200. Car still at bottom of lake. Nobody wants it. Sarah laughing. Poetic, right? Yeah, perfect metaphor. For what? Some things should stay buried. Mercedes recovered but worthless. Like Derek's ego. Nobody wants it. Like his excuses. Still underwater. Like his life. Perfect physical metaphor. Professional achievement stacked up. Third EP released. Surface tension. 340,000 streams first month. Session work on 4 Grammy-nominated albums. Credited. Teaching masterclass at Belmont University. 8,000 honorarium. Interview in Premier Guitar Magazine. Full feature. Custom guitar commission. Luthier built Marcus signature model. 18,500. Made with wood from trees recovered from lakes. Underwater theme. Quote from Premier Guitar. I lost a guitar once. Taught me that instruments are tools, not identities. What you create matters more than what you own. Music doesn't sync, even when everything else does. Success without family support. Career up. Wisdom earned through pain. Final night at Lake House Rental. Alone on dock. Emma asleep inside. Looking at stars reflected in water. Thinking about year ago. Guitar smashing. Thinking about now. Chosen family. Peace. A year ago I stood at a different lake house. Watched my nephew destroy something I'd saved years to buy. Watched my family choose a lie over me. I could have walked away quietly. Let them keep their comfortable narrative. But I didn't. I taught them the lesson they taught me. And it cost me. Cost them too. Derek lost his facade, his car, his marriage, his status. Claire lost her marriage but found herself. Tyler lost stability but gained accountability. My parents lost their illusion of a perfect family. I lost the family I thought I had. But I gained something else. Peace. Not happiness. Not victory. Not satisfaction. Peace. The peace of knowing I stood up for myself. Of refusing to be the family punching bag. Of teaching consequences to people who never learned them. Here's what I know now. Family isn't blood. It's accountability. Real family doesn't ask you to shrink so they can stay comfortable. Real family doesn't protect the guilty and blame the victim. Real family doesn't demand forgiveness without offering change. Some relationships can be repaired. My mom is trying. My dad is trying. My sister is trying. Slowly, we're building something new. Not what we had. Something different. Maybe better. Tyler is learning. That's enough. Derek? He's living with his choices. So am I. And I'd make the same choice again. Because here's the truth they don't tell you about family. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is walk away. Sometimes teaching consequences is the only kindness left. Sometimes you have to let something sink to learn if you can swim. I can swim. I'm swimming. And the water's just fine. I stood. Walked back to Lake House. Emma's silhouette in window. Waiting. Chosen family inside. Laughing. Guitar leaning against porch rail. Music remains. I smiled. Genuine. Earned and peaceful.